Hi, welcome to Web Technology. In this video, I will teach you about how to design a web page using a HTML form elements. Basically, HTML form element is used for creating online registration form. For example, if you want to collect some details about the user, we can provide a HTML form, and we can through website we can provide HTML form, and we can collect all the details by using a HTML form elements like text boxes, radio button, and check boxes, and we have a calendar tool, and we can have a multi-line text editor and buttons. So in this video we'll be discussing about these tags, and we have a form tag for creating a form container, and we can also use a field set for providing a border for the form, and providing a title. We can provide title for the form using legend, and we can use the input tag for creating various input elements like text boxes, password box, as well as number box, and we can also create radio button, check boxes, and file uploading, and the various form elements that is available in the online registration form we can create. And we have a select tag for creating a combo box, and which is a drop down list box, and we have a text area tag which is used for creating a multi-line text editor. So let us start with an example. Let us open a VS Code, and in VS Code I'm going to create a HTML program for demonstrating this HTML form elements. So I have created a file called example 12.html, and this file we have to generate the basic HTML coding. So to generate basic HTML code, just we have to type HTML, and you can select this second option, and this will generate the basic HTML code. In this we can inside the body tag we can create a form, and first we can start with the border for the form. For that you have to use field set, and inside field set we can create a legend. Legend is a title for the form. So for example, form title we can display here, and followed by we can create a form elements. For creating form you have to use form tag. Inside form tag we have to place all the form elements like input boxes and select boxes and buttons. So in form tag we can have a action equal to the server side URL. For example, we can write some logic in server side programming using Node.js script, and that will be used for processing the form data. And also we can use method of sending the data. There are two methods, one is post and get, and if you use post we'll be getting more secure way of sending the data from client to the server side to this particular server side logic. And this server side logic can be a Node.js scripting language, or it can be a server side programming like PHP programming also. And inside we can have various input fields. For example, first we are going to see how to create a text field by using input tag. So to create a text field, for example, you want to collect name of the user, so we can write name. So the name tag you can write inside the name, you can display using a label tag. So name colon. So the label tag is for customizing this particular text, and followed by we can write input type is equal to text, and we can give a name for this particular field to collect the name of the person, for example name, and followed by usually input elements comes in line. So to make it next line we can provide a line break, so that next field will be coming in the next line. Okay, so this for name. So now we can see the output so far. Run the program and select the browser. So now the output look like this. We are getting a form. Here you can see the form title. So to bring this form title to sender, we can place align attribute equal to sender. So the form title comes to the sender, and if you want to give background color of this particular field set, we can give background color. We have to go to field set. We can apply style tag, and we can write background color equal to for example some color we can apply, right? So background icon color colon pink. So now we'll be getting the color as like this. Okay. So now we have a text box called name text box. Here we can type the name. And now let us see the next field, password field and number field, date selector. So one by one we'll create. So to create a password field, first we have to create a label, and we can provide password here. And what is the use of this label is, there is one more use is, for this input field we can give id is equal to, we can give one id, for example name, let it be name. This id we can link using for attribute. So what is the advantage of this linking is, you'll be getting like this. If I click this particular label, the focus will be coming inside the text box. So that's the advantage of using label, right? So this one we can follow for every field, we can follow. For example, this is pass, this will give a pass as id, and next line we can create input type is equal to password, and name we have to give. So name is used for sending the data in a variable. So this whatever we are giving in the name, in that variable only the data will be sent to the server. And here also we can give id. So this id is used to connect the label with the text box. So we can give a line break also, right? So now we have added a password box. So here you can see the password box. When you type something, it is not displayed, so it is a protected text box. And the first one is a normal plain text. For example, we can type some name, so it's a normal text box, right? So next we are going to see a number field. If you want a number field and date selector, we can use the number field. For example, you want to collect age of a person. Okay, so we can use a label for age, and we can display age colon, and we can write this input type is equal to number. So we can provide a number as a type, so that you will get a number, integer number box you will be getting. So name followed by the remaining, as usual we have to provide id, age, and line break you can apply, right? So now this will create a number box. So number box look like this, and for this number box we will be getting increment and decrement of buttons we will be getting. And we can also set minimum value, maximum value like this. Min is equal to, we can for example 60, max is equal to some number we can apply, so that it will start from 18 and maximum is 60. So you'll be getting like this small box you'll be getting, because the maximum is 60, right? So small box is enough, right? So it will start from 18, and which is other except 18 to 60 other data are not acceptable. Okay, so you'll be getting a number box like this. And you can also create a date selector. Date selector is nothing but input type is equal to date. So we have to, for example, if I want to ask date of birth, okay, so we can collect the date of birth of a person, dob colon. So we can write input type is equal to date. So this will show the calendar to select the date. So id is equal to dob, right? So this will create let's see the output, reload the page. This will create a calendar tool where we can select the date of birth we can select. So in a proper format we will be getting the data. And the next is we can also create a email field also, email box. So in HTML we can also automatically validate the email format by using this email field. For example, email id is a label. I'm going to create email id colon, and followed by input type is equal to email, and name we can give as a email id, and id also email id. So now we can also, so this will create email box. So email box, here you can see email box. Here we have to apply email id. Okay, so when you use email id, right, so we can also what is the advantages, it will automatically validate the email format. Okay, so now to understand the email format, to understand how it is validation, we have to provide a submit button. So submit button at the end we can apply submit button. So submit, and the value will be displayed in the button called for example submit, right? So now when I click this submit button, okay, and if I when I click submit button, if I give ABC, you will be getting error like this: please include at the rate in the email address. ABC is missing at the rate. So automatically validate the email format by using type is equal to email. Okay, so that's advantage of email field. And we can also create radio button checkbox. Now let us see radio button and checkbox. And for example, you want to understand the user is male or female. So what we can do is we can create a label to label as gender. So we can display gender, and after this label we can create the box, right? So in the box, to create radio button we have to use radio as a type, and inside name should be gender. Some name we can give, id we can give as gender, and followed by after the radio button we have to display as some text to the user. Okay, and if I select this radio button, what value should be sent to the server? Here we have to write using a value attribute. Okay, for example male. Okay, so the same way we can also create, copy this and we can paste it. We can also create female also. So if I select second option, we can write like this. Okay, male female, right? So here how it is working is, using radio button we have to make it either male or female. We have to make it one single selection. So how will you do the single selection is, we have to use name equal to gender. Okay, so now look at this name, both are same, right? So it becomes a one group. In the one group we can select at a time we can select only one item, right? So that's how we have to make the radio button, by using same name, so that we can group together, either male we can select or female we can select. So after that we can write the line break. So this will create the radio button. Save this and reload, and we can check the output, and you'll be getting radio button either male or female we can select like this. Okay, so the same way we can create checkboxes also. For example, you want to collect various interest from the user. For example, interest in programming, interest in application development, testing, so many kind of skills, right? Interest. Okay, so skills we can ask from the user. For example, skills we can select. So when it comes to skills, the people will have many skills, multiple skills, right? So we can provide checkboxes. So to create checkbox, input type is equal to checkbox, and name you have to give. Since there is a multiple values here, we have to give a variable, which is a name should be a array variable you have to apply. Okay, so the name should be array variable skills, and value should be related to the skill. For example, programming means we can write programming as a value. Okay, and this programming we can display outside also, right? So now here what you have to understand is, this tag, this complete line, this line creates checkbox, and this will be displayed along with the checkbox. Okay, like how mail is displayed along with the radio button. The radio button, mail is displayed, right? So this is a text which will be displayed in the page, and left side is checkbox will be created. Okay, the same way we can create as many checkboxes. I'm going to create 4 checkboxes. One for programming, next one is for software testing. So this is a software testing role skills, and another is maybe a developer skill. So the last one I'm going to keep it as okay, maybe a management skill. Okay, so management skill, some people will have management skills. So any we can give a so many options. I'm just restricting with the 4 options. We can have so many options, right? So here regarding checkbox, the user can select multiple checkboxes. Okay, so all the data will be sent in this array variable. Okay, so now save this program and we can see the output, and it look like this: skills, programming we can select, testing, developer, all the items we can select, or we can deselect some of the items. We can select only 2 also. Okay, and after this submit button should come the next line, so we have to provide the line break, right. So now like this we'll be getting a radio button as well as the check boxes, right. So here next so now we have studied how to create radio button and checkbox. So similar way we can also provide file uploading option and progress bar kind of thing. So now let us see how to create file uploading option. So to create file uploading, so label file upload. Okay, so we can create a upload, for example upload the file, okay, upload document. So we can provide that label as upload document, and followed by we can provide input type is equal to file. So for if you want to create a file uploading kind of a button, so we have to use input type is equal to file, okay, and we can provide a name also. So in this name we can get the file content. So this will provide a file uploading concern, okay. For example choose file, when you click this you'll be getting a file, we can select a file. For example if I select, that file name will be coming here, okay. So this is about file uploading, and next we can also provide progress bar, reset button also we can provide. So let us see reset button. So reset button is similar to submit button, but reset button will do clearing the field. So input type is equal to reset, value should be some clear option, okay. So now here we have two buttons, one is submit button, clear button. So what's the role of submit button is, when you click submit button, all the form data will be collected and it will be encrypted, since we have used method equal to post. Here we have used method equal to post, so it will be encrypted and it will be sent to the server location, which is identified by /logic, okay. So in the server side program it will be sent, okay. So that is the role of submit button, right. Then next is progress bar. So which is, we can also create progress bar also. Let us see how to create progress bar. So if you want to show some file uploading progress, we can use this progress bar, and here in the progress bar we can give value, some 25 percentage I am giving. Maximum value we can provide as 100 percentage, okay. After progress bar we can display 25 percentage completed file uploading. So this will bring a progress bar like this. Here you can see 25 percentage file uploading completed, and after this we can provide a line break also. So this is about progress bar, how to provide progress bar. And a similar way we can, there are two more fields called drop down list box, which is a combo box, which can be created by select tag, and we have a text area, right. So let us see the text area first. Suppose if you want to create a multi-line text box, we can create text area, like for example label. I want to collect some comments, okay, from the user. So we can collect comments like this, and after this label we have to open a text area tag. So multi-line text box you can create like this, and we can give a name and id also we can give comments, and we can also specify number of rows and number of columns, okay. So here we can give the number of rows as 5, and let us we can have this 30 as a columns, so which will provide a multi-line text box, okay. Now reload the page. Here we can see this is a multi-line text box. Here we can type multiple line, and so many lines we can type, and we'll be getting scroll bar also. When you type, keep on typing, we'll be getting scroll bar also. We can just scroll and we can see that content, okay. So this is about multi-line text box, which will be created using a special tag called text area. The same way we can also create combo box, which is a drop down list box, by using a select tag. So let us see how to do that. So for example, sometimes you want to collect state of the particular user. To select your state, which state you belongs to, okay, whether it is Tamil Nadu or Karnataka or Andhra Pradesh, okay. So for that we can create a label, for example state. We can ask the user to select your state, okay. So inside we can, okay, how to do that? We have to go for a special tag called, for creating this drop down list, you have to go for a special tag called select tag. So in the select tag we can give a name as well as ID. So inside this select tag, first you have to open the select tag and close the select tag. So after select tag we can give a line break. Of course we can give a line break like this. So now look at this, we have a select tag. Okay. Inside select tag we can create state options. For example, to create option you have to use option, and this value is actually not needed. So just we can write options inside this this particular option tag. So we can provide like this. So now we'll be getting Tamil Nadu as one option, and we can provide another state, Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, and we can provide Karnataka, as well as we can provide Kerala as another state. So just for example, I am just limiting with the 4 options. We can have so many options also. So we can create as options like this. Okay. So now let us see the output. You have to save the program, and we can check. Now look at this this output. Here you can see the select tag. So we can select we can select option from multiple options. Okay. So we have 4 options. Out of 4 we can select a particular option. This is what drop down list box. When you click here inside, it will drop down. Okay. So it's called drop down. How to design? You have to use select tag. So here you can see the tag, select tag. Okay. So this is about how to create a select tag, and additionally we can add some of the attributes also. Now let us see what are the attribute. So first attribute is actually required attribute we can apply. So required attribute, when you apply, it will make the field compulsory for the user should fill it. For example, in the particular in the name field, I'll just make it like this. Just I'll give one gap here so that you can understand every field. Okay. So now look at this. I'm just putting required for this name field, and the password field also required. I'll put. So and I'll put required for this one also, and required data also required. Okay. So name and password, age, I'm just putting required. So required makes the field compulsory to fill. So the user has to fill that data. So now let us save that, and we can see the effect. Now without filling, if I click submit button, we'll be getting error. Please fill out this field. Okay. So if I click submit button without filling, okay. For example, if I click submit, whenever you click submit, we will be getting error here. Okay. Why? Because we are making that as a compulsory by using required attribute. Okay. The same way we can also display hint message. Okay. Inside the text box, we can give a hint message inside the text box by using a placeholder. So placeholder is equal to, we can write what we can write is, we can write enter full name. Okay. We can write enter full name. Okay. So it look like this. Look at this, enter full name. But when I click inside, when you start typing, it will be the hint message will be hidden. Okay. So it will be disappear when you start typing. So it is actually not a data. Enter full name is not a data. It's a hint text which will help the user to understand what data is expected in the text field. Similarly, here we can write some password. For example, in the password also I'll write just placeholder equal to, I'll put star 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 star. Okay. So when you apply placeholder so star, now it look like this. Look at this, will be getting star. Okay. So placeholder is a hint message which will be displayed in the text box. Okay. So and similarly we can also write some other attribute also. For example, pattern attribute we can write. So if you want to write some pattern, for example, in the name, in name usually we should not allow anyone to write numbers, right? We should allow only to write alphabetical letters. So we can write pattern like this. Pattern is equal to A to Z, and it can be a capital letter or small letter, right? So we can write small letter option also, we can write. So this pattern will allow only to write alphabetical letters. Okay, if I write any numerical digit, it will show error. Okay, so that is a advantage of pattern. So now let us try this here. Say, reload the page, and in the name if I write 1234, when I click submit button, you will get please match the requested format. Please match the requested format. So why? Because the numbers are not allowed. Only according to this pattern, only alphabetical letters, small letters or cap letters only available. Okay, so pattern is used to validate the input. We can write some condition using regular expression. This is called regular expression. Just you can note here. I'll just note out. It's called a regular expression. So we can write any regular expression to validate the given input. Okay, so we can restrict the given input so that user cannot make mistake when user types some data in the text box. Okay, so we have created text box, password box, number box, and calendar tool to bring the calendar to select the date of birth, and we have created a email box also, and we have created radio button and check boxes for selecting multiple option. Radio button is select only one option from multiple option, and checkboxes for selecting multiple options, and file upload using input type is equal to file. Okay, so we can create file uploading option also here, and here you can see text area for creating a multi-line text box, and select tag is very much important for creating drop down list. We can provide various option inside the select tag, and submit button for submitting the data to the server. The server will be identified by this URL. Okay, it will go to that particular server programming. So usually in for Node.js we have to write like this /logic. Suppose if you want to write for PHP, we can write like this. Okay, this one we can remove it and we can write logic.php with the extension. Okay, so it will go to that server side programming, and post is used for sending data more secure so that the data will not be displayed in the address bar. If you use get here, it will display it in the address bar. Okay, okay, when you click submit button, the data will be submitted to this particular server. Okay, so like this we can create an online registration form by using various HTML form tag and form elements input tag, as well as, and we have studied text area and select tag. Thank you all.